What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, bringing home the bacon, MLB DFS video. It is Saturday edition. We are back. We're very excited. You guys have been absolutely killing it with the views and the likes and the comments. And we are giving away a ton of free packages to you guys. It's been awesome. If you're new to the channel, you have hopefully stumbled upon something that will be in your repertoire for every single day of the MLB season. Because as you can tell by the length of the video, it's a little bit longer. We're not just giving you the 5 plays and that's it. We do have those under the MLB tab, whether or not you want simulations, BVP, our cheat sheet, stuff like that, our free Discord down below, the article, anything like that. But what we do in these videos, we break down everything. And what I mean by that is we use Outlier and we look at every single game. We look at all of the available pitchers, starting pitchers that are going to be there. And then we look at the bats that either have had success against them in the past or have had success last year. Once we get some more, probably about a month's worth of stats, I would assume it'll start accumulating in 2025, but we will definitely see. So we dig in just a huge deep dive, your first look for the slate. I know it's a Saturday. We're going to absolutely kill it today. I cannot wait. Obviously with a Saturday, most of the times the slate's split up. So that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to go through that. If you are new to the channel, we have giveaways every single day. Here's how to win. You gotta like this video, you gotta be a subscriber to our YouTube page, and you gotta leave a comment so the comment picker can pick you up. This video gets at least 50 likes, you will have a chance at a free week of FTA+. That is a week of all sports. That is baseball, basketball, PGA, MMA, NASCAR. We've got it for you. So today we've got baseball, basketball, and MMA. If this video gets at least 100 likes, it's a chance at a free month, 150 likes, a free year, 200 or more likes on this video, a chance at a lifetime pass. And we still have 7 spots available. If you email me right now, dfshelp1@gmail.com, the yearly pass, instead of $199, you get it for $100 off the next 7 people. That is it. Then it'll be $199, probably until All-Star break at least. So if you want to get in, go check that out. The second way to win, somewhere in the video, there'll be a keyword or a key phrase. Listen for it and type it in, and you will have a second shot to win a free week. Now we are going to have the 2 wins, or the 2 winners. We're going to look at them right now. Even if the key phrase or keyword from yesterday is in this first comment, we're still going to re-roll it. So that is why I tell everyone, always put your keyword in every comment you leave on a video. Do not spam the comments though. So the winner of, just because we got a minimum of 50 likes, is Cortez45. So congratulations. You are a winner, and the keyword was just win, baby, or the key phrase, but we're still going to re-roll it, so you still have a chance to get re-picked again. So please email me. Congratulations on winning the first of the views pick. Now, we're going to see who the winner is with the key phrase. And the winner, Pollock Hillbilly 4492, congratulations. You haven't won in a while, but I know you've won multiple times. So congratulations to both of you. Please both email me right now. Now, something a little bit different from this video. We do have a sponsor, Fioboc. So I have a 3-minute sponsored segment I'm going to put in here. Hopefully you guys are ready to go with it. You can find everything down below, but I am good to go. So let's have that now. What's up, everybody? We are back. I wanted to bring another sponsored video to you guys. So right now, we are going to cover Fioboc yet again. So if you haven't seen the other one, I will link that one at the end of this video. But they have graciously sponsored another video of ours. They sent me some samples of the clothing from their spring collection, and I think you guys want to check this out. So if you've never heard of Fioboc before, everything will be down below in the description of the video. Hopefully you guys check it out. Use my code to get some savings, as well as hopefully looking great for the spring. So what this one right here, and all of their clothes, I'm not even lying to you, they're very stretchy and they're very comfortable. You can do so much in them. They fit maybe a little small, so if you wear an extra large, usually maybe a double XL, it's a little bit more tight fitting, but they're more athletic clothing. So right here, this right here is the smooth blend, and you guys can look at it. It is very tight right here. Smooth blend split hem hoodie. So I cannot explain to you, this might be one of my favorite hoodies. Now it's a very thin one. You can see it's very thin, but it stretches. Look, they stretch back, front. I absolutely love this. You can check it out in the link of this description of the video. So they sent me this, they sent me a t-shirt, and they sent me some joggers. And I'm gonna tell you right now, the joggers are amazing as well. So we are gonna show you the next one, which the next one is just a Stay Cool 2.0 V-neck t-shirt. It's a performance t-shirt. It's a little bit tight fitting for my dad bod, but depends. Maybe I should have went up one size. This one's an extra large, but again, like I said, they're athletic. They're in between like a Nike Dry Fit and an Under Armour like thermal. So it's a little bit tighter, but it is a very smooth feeling t-shirt. So I'm gonna show you right now. Now, as you can see, and this is the charcoal gray, I believe, or just the charcoal color. Not as stretchy, so it is stretchy, but it's not as stretchy as my hoodie that I really like. I've worn this hoodie so many times. And so just like last time, what I wanted to do was I wanted to wash it 4 times. So all of these clothings have been washed 4 times because I wanted to see how they hold up. People have asked that before, and I wanted to show you. So this right here, and as you can see, it stretches a little bit. It's not as stretchy, but it does stretch. It is slim fit, and this is the carbon color, but I absolutely love it. It's one of my favorite t-shirts. I've worn it multiple times after washing it. Every single time I've washed it, I've worn it right after. I just wanted to see what it was like. Now, I'm gonna show you the sweatpants. Now, you see these joggers? Stretchy. Look at the stretch on these. Now, when you look at them, this is a large. They stretch. You're able to do everything. They zip up on the side, so if you need a little bit more, or you can put them down. These are the Weekend Performance Zip Ankle Jogger. This is charcoal gray as well. So this is charcoal, and this is a little bit different charcoal, but I absolutely love them. They're my favorite sweatpants that I own right now. I want to thank Fioboc for sending it to me. If you guys have any questions about them, please reach out. If you want to check, our link will be in the description of this video. It'll also be in a standalone video as well. So yet again, Fantasy Team Advisors and Fioboc have collabed for you guys. They've sponsored this video. They're gonna sponsor a couple others, I hope. Spring collection is in there. Get it right now. Let's have a fantastic spring, whether or not you're playing fantasy sports or you're wearing Fioboc. Let's have a great time. Good luck to everybody. Sports betting, clothing, we love it. We love Fioboc. Hopefully you guys do as well. Check the links in the description. So we are back. Hopefully you guys enjoy Fioboc just as much as I do. If you liked it, please use our link down below. Sign up with them. Get some awesome clothes. As I've showed you, we have that one and a second one. So what we're going to do is we are going to go through every single game. We're going to look at all of the games. We're going to look at the stats. We're going to look at everything. So we were right against on Friday with the White Sox and the Tigers. We loved Jack Flaherty. We loved the Tigers bats. I know the White Sox pitching was doing pretty decent the first couple of games, but yeah, we're gonna dig into that. And then after we're done with all of the games, we are gonna give you all of the batters that have a 10 out of 10 matchup rating. So we've ran 10,000 simulations today so far. We're gonna give you all of the batters that have the 10 out of 10 matchup rating according to the simulations. We do 20,000 a day, but this will be for the first 10,000 simulations. So we're looking at the first game, the White Sox at the Tigers. You've got Reese Olson and you've got Davis Martin. Now, Martin did face the Tigers once last year, did well, did not record a win or a loss, 1.8 earned runs per 9, so he got that. Strikeouts were low there. It's very hard to usually feel like to take a pitcher for the White Sox, and I'm probably in that same boat here. Now, I'll let you guys know right now, we're digging into every single game. I'm not going to be right on every single game, but I'm trying to give you guys as much information as I possibly can, and it's completely free. If you want to tip me, you can email me, dfshelp1@gmail.com, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, whatever. These videos take a very long time to make, so if you want to do that, or if you want to sign up for FTA Plus, I am okay with that one as well. So we can look at this. And then you've got Reese Olson on the other hand. 1-0 record last year against the White Sox, 284 earned runs per 9. The strikeouts were low on that one. I get that. The walks were very low as well, went 6.1 innings. Now we look at that. If you were to, you don't want to take either pitcher and you want to look at the bats in this one, and you want to look at the White Sox bats that have had success against Reese Olson, they really haven't. Basically 2 starts worth out of Vaughn and Benintendi. no extra base hits. Only one person has a hit. That's Luis Robert Jr. But then we look, if you want to look a little bit at the White Sox, how they did last year against right-handed pitchers. Now, it's going to take about a month to get data in of how these batters are doing against left-handed pitchers and right-handed pitchers. So we have, all we can really go off of is the stats we have from last. So, I mean, you can see they're okay. They did hit better against righties, but then, like, yeah, Benintendi, he hit better against righties, but it was a 235 batting average, 16 bombs. So, really boomer bust kind of pick there. You had Austin Slater, didn't really do much. Luis Robert had 13 bombs. I mean, you could use these guys, Lenyn Sosa. I'm probably on Reese Olson and off the White Sox, though. And then Detroit bats against Davis Martin. No one's had a home run. One RBI from him. That's basically it. Against right-handed pitching, though, if I were to stack the Tigers in this one, I am definitely looking at Kerry Carpenter, batted 305 last year with 17 bombs. Riley Green with 18 bombs, batted 280. I'm looking at those two. Colt Keith would be another one I'd look at, 12 bombs. Those would be the ones that I'd feel comfortable with. And then if, again, on DraftKings, you can stack 5. On FanDuel, you can stack 4. So if you're trying to add a couple more, it just really depends on who's going to be in this lineup. Not 100% sure yet who will be in here. You could look at Jake Rogers, but I doubt I use him. I'm probably going just those 3 if I were to stack in this game. So I really want nothing to do with the White Sox pitching or hitting. Could I be wrong? I could, but I'd rather take Reese Olson in this game. Then you got the Astros at the Twins coming up. Now, we haven't even thought about weather. So this is just digging in regardless of weather. Now, if there is any weather concerns, we do have a weather tab on our cheat sheet, which you can find under the MLB tab. And it'll tell you if there's any weather concerns for these games. So we got Bailey Ober versus Mr. Spaghetti. Now, Mr. Spaghetti, 0-1 record last year against them, had a really good strikeout per 9, had a good earned runs per 9 as well. So he had a really good start against them. And then Bailey Ober did not face Houston last year. So if we look at Houston bats against Bailey Ober, I mean, Jose Altuve has a home run. Chas McCormick is 2 for 2 with a home run. That is it. But then if we dig in, you can kind of see that the majority of these batters for Houston, they do hit lefties better last year. DeZenzo had a 293 batting average. I don't know what's going on with Jordan. Real slow start. Christian Walker. So if I were to stack against Bailey Ober, I would be looking at Christian Walker if he's in there. I would be looking at Jeremy Pena. Wouldn't be surprised if Pena goes deep in this game. DeZenzo, if he gets the start, I don't mind because he's a cheap option. Yainer Diaz batted 297 against right-handed pitching. Had a huge year last year. 10 home runs I would look at. You could look at Altuve. He has not had much success against him, but 270 batting average, 16 bombs last year. I would look at that side. Then Mr. Spaghetti here. No home runs, couple of RBIs, but that's it. Minnesota bats, though, against right-handed pitching. If I were to look at them, we got to take Byron Buxton until he gets hurt, which he will. I would look at Harrison Bader. I usually like to use Bader against lefties, but he hit righties better last year. Matt Wallner, I think, will be a cheap, under-owned option, probably less than 5% owned. 12 home runs last year. Trevor Larnach, 261 batting average with 15 bombs. I would look at them. You could look at Ty France. Did hit better against righties, but only hit 235. So a very low batting average, but I'd be okay with that. So Spencer Arrighetti, I think I'm probably looking at both of these pitchers as tournament only. I wouldn't trust them in cash, and I do kind of like both sides of the bats here. So depending on the lineups that come out, if you do want to stack either one for the early slate, I'm completely okay with that as well. We've got the Padres at the Cubs yet again. Windy City. It's in Chicago. We do have Matt Boyd versus Nick Pivetta. I don't like this either side for pitching. Matt Boyd, he had a good time last year with the Guardians. Okay, he got they didn't keep him. He got the contract with the Cubs. I don't trust this. Now, it is another lefty bat or another lefty pitcher. So for tournaments, I'm okay with, because if you watch yesterday's video, the Padres just do not hit lefties very well. But if we look at how they've done against Matt Boyd, like Bogarts has a home run in his career, that is it. You look at left-handed pitching, you can see Iglesias is the only one who hits lefties better at a 402 clip. 1 home run. Britt Lockridge also with 1 home run. But they just hit righties better for some reason. Tournament-wise, I don't mind Matt Boyd. I'm not 100% convinced on him having like a bounce-back year and being good again this year. So in that instance, maybe we look at maybe a Padre stack, because I think it will go under owned today. Martin Maldonado had a home run yesterday. I don't know if he'll start back-to-back games. Didn't do well against lefties last year. Jose Iglesias, if he gets in the game, I don't mind him. He batted .402. You would think they would put him in there. But again, they're pretty stacked on this team. I would look at Bogarts a little bit. I would maybe take a look at Jackson Merrill, Fernando Tatis Jr., Machado, if I were to go very contrarian. But they, for whatever reason, all of those power righty bats, they just not hit lefties very well. Cubs bats against Pivetta. I mean, Justin Turner has a home run, 2 for 2 batting average. Dansby Swanson's 1 for 4, or 250 batting average against him with a 1 home run. Against right-handed pitching, though, I would look at Seiya Suzuki. Had 17 bombs last year. Kyle Tucker, I love Kyle Tucker. He batted .305 against righties. And here at home, I like this. Ian Happ is another one that I would look at. 18 bombs last year. Michael Busch had 20. Dansby Swanson had 12. These are the guys that I would look at. If Carson Kelly is in there, he's just had a really hot start to the year. If you want to add him into your stack, I'm okay with that one as well. Matthew Boyd for tournaments, I'm okay with. But other than that, I'm probably skipping pitching in this one. Going the bats, kind of leaning at the moment through 10,000 simulations, leaning more towards Cubs bats than San Diego bats. But, anything can change. Weather can change. The wind could be blowing out. The starting pitcher could get hurt, and then it's a bullpen day, whatever. We'll get on top of that if we need to. Then we got the Yankees at the Pirates. So we look at this game right here. You've got Bailey Falter versus Marcus Stroman. Stroman obviously did not face the Pirates last year. The year before that, he would have against when he was with the Cubs, and I believe he has like 90 plate appearances against him, and I think they've hit him pretty well. Pirates, you could see Bailey Falter faced them once last year, 3 innings, 12 runs, got lit up. So the Yankees torpedo bats, whatever you want to do, they're hitting very well right now. Against him, Jazz is 3 for 4 or 2 for 4 with a home run. Trent Grisham is 3 for 3 with a home run as well. So not a ton of success against him. They haven't seen him much. Against left-handed pitching, though, Goldie, I would look at Paul Goldschmidt. 295 batting average, 5 bombs there. If he's leading off, that's even better. You're going to get 4 at-bats out of Goldie. Bellinger does have a back issue, a stiff back. It held him out on Friday. See if he's in there. I don't know if he will be in there. But he batted .298 against lefties last year. So you could look at that. You got Volpe, of course. You've got Judge, 311 batting average last year, 16 bombs against lefties. So the majority of his home runs came against righties, but still batted .311 against lefties. And he's been absolutely on fire to start the year. Austin Wells, I'd be okay with. I don't know if he's going to start. Jason Dominguez being a switch hitter, I would put him in a lineup as well. But I think the mainstay for the Yankees that I would look at would be Goldie, Judge, and probably Volpe in this one. But Jazz has had success against him, and he batted .249 against lefties. Lefty on lefty matchup doesn't matter with Jazz. I would put him in there as well. And then Pirates bats against Stroman. You can see they have hit him pretty good. Joey Bart has a home run. He's the only one with the home run. Basically, a couple of starts combined through there. McCutchen has 15 at-bats, so he's seen him, but he has not had success. Tommy Pham, a little bit. Brian Reynolds, 5 for 10 out against him, and Brian Reynolds being a switch hitter. We're okay with that one. But pitching-wise, I'm probably not using pitching in this one. I'm probably looking at the bats. Obviously, the Yankees bats make more sense, but you can see that they hit very well against righties here. So I would be looking at IKF, former Yankee revenge game, if you want to go with that. 7 bombs, 282 batting average. You had O'Neal Cruz with 15 bombs, batted .271. Wouldn't be surprised if he hits a home run today. Tommy Pham, 256 batting average, 5 bombs. I don't know if he'll start, but we can look at that. McCutchen with 14 bombs, Brian Reynolds with 18 bombs. These are the guys I would look at. If you need a couple more bats to fill out a 5-man stack, maybe Jared Triolo, maybe Joey Bart if he's in there for starters as a catcher. I would look at that as well. 241 batting average, but still had 8 bombs against right-handed pitching. So in conclusion, again, more so stack the Yankees. I think an contrarian stack would be Pittsburgh that I don't think a lot of people are going to be on, and I just don't think I want to go either pitcher in this one. There are others. We have every other game going today. There are so many better options at pitching. We can avoid pitching in this one and feel comfortable with what we've got going. Got Arizona at Washington. Got the D-backs versus the Nats. We've got Mitchell Parker, a lefty, versus Eduardo Rodriguez, also a lefty. Now, Erod, it's hard to tell. You don't know what you're going to get out of him at any start, really. Same thing with Mitchell Parker, though. Against Mitchell Parker, Arizona, basically one start. They really haven't seen much at all. You can see last year, 360 earned run, 5 innings, 3 runs. The walks were low, but the strikeouts were low as well. So we look at that. I'm probably not looking at either pitcher here. If we look at Arizona bats against lefties, you guys know I mean, it feels like Arizona has faced lefties 75% of their games this year so far. I know we're very early, but it just does. And you guys know that I love to stack the majority of Arizona bats against lefties. So I would 100% be looking at Gabby Moreno, 302 batting average last year. Ketel Marte batted 342 with 18 bombs against lefties last year. He gets on, if he doesn't hit home run, he does get on base. Stolen base galore for him. Perdomo would be another one I'd look at. Randall Grichuk, Lourdes Gurriel Jr. Gurriel Jr. had a 331 batting average. I love them. Eugenio Suarez, it's more boom or bust for him this year so far. His hits or home runs, or he doesn't get on unless he walks. So I would look at all of those. Probably fading Josh Naylor. Just it's a lefty on lefty matchup. But you never know, because let's say you stack that, then Mitchell Parker doesn't make it out of the first inning. Josh Naylor doesn't do anything against him, but then the bullpen comes in and he rockets balls out of there against the bullpen. So 100% Arizona is one of my favorite stacks of the early slate. Then you got Washington bats against Erod. No one's really done much. They haven't seen him much. Against left-handed pitching, you got some. Ahmed Rosario, I don't know if he'll be in there. Nate Lowe batted 292 last year with 3 bombs. I would look at him. CJ Abrams batted 293. I would look at him. Always got to get a little bit of James Wood in there. Maybe Jacob Young be a cheaper option. Jacob Young's is he shortstop? I don't know. Whatever he is, I would look at him as a stack as well. You could always, to fill out a stack, Paul DeYoung or Luis Garcia as well. So again, I'm fading the pitching in this one. Going bats, and I absolutely love Arizona. Probably one of my favorite stacks today. Then we got the old Dodgers versus the Phillies. I wonder what we're going to get out of the Dodgers here, their offense. Freddie Freeman obviously being a big loss out of there. Aaron Nola, 1-1 record last year against them. 3.75 ERA. Or earned runs, I should say. Yeah, his ERA against him was 3.75. Went 12 innings and 2 starts, 9.75 strikeouts per 9, so he did pretty well, and the walks were low as well. Dodgers bats against Nola. I mean, you do have Mookie Betts with 2 bombs batting 250. You got Kike Hernandez batting 333, has 2 bombs. Teoscar Hernandez has a home run. Will Smith has a home run. Against right-handed pitching, though, the majority of them, they do hit lefties better. If you were to take batters against him, Max Muncy, 254 batting average with 10 bombs. Michael Conforto with 14 bombs. Teoscar Hernandez with 22. I usually like to take him against lefties, but he just has some success here. Miguel Rojas, the big clubhouse bully, apparently. I don't know if he'll be in, but if he is, he should be a very cheap option there. And then obviously Ohtani, 42 bombs last year, 322 batting average. I feel if you want Ohtani in your lineup and you want bets in there as well, you're going to have to take a Miguel Rojas or a Michael Conforto or maybe a Kike Hernandez, depending on who is in the starting lineup for them. Then we've got Roki Sasaki. Now, he has not had a very good start to the season. He was crying like a little baby in the dugout on national television. There is no crying in baseball. He should know that. I know that movie's over there in Japan as well. Philly's a good team. I don't know, but we know Sasaki is good as well. Whether or not it's in his head or he's got to get used to the size of the ball or whatever it is, something's going on in his head right now. Philly as a stack, they obviously have not faced him before. Against right-handed pitching, they actually haven't done as well against lefties, though. But Sasaki for tournaments, I'm okay with. Aaron Nola for cash or tournaments, I'm okay with that one as well. Sasaki for cash, I do not trust him. So I will have a little bit of exposure to Philly bats here. Schwarber with 26 bombs, but did only bat 218. But again, Schwarber is very boom or bust, regardless lefty on righty matchup. Bryson Stott would be a cheaper option in this lineup. Bryce Harper would be an option I'd look at. Brandon Marsh at 262 batting average with 15 bombs. I'm okay with Marsh as well. And then I will look a little bit of Castellanos maybe, or Trey Turner, depending if they're in there. But if I were to look at these bats, Alec Boehm as well. So this just feels like one of those where I'm going to take advantage of how bad Sasaki's been the first two starts. Now, I could be wrong and he could shove. Like, we know he's got great stuff. I'm going to have multiple different Philly stacks here, depending like a boom or bust one and then a more balanced one with the batters that we did talk about. So Sasaki for tournaments, I'm okay with. Aaron Nola for both, I am okay with as well. Then we got the Cardinals at the Red Sox. Back and forth in that game on Friday, huh? But it's a new day, new pitchers. You got Dick Fitz, like I've said last week, Mr. Fitz versus Palante. So last year, you never know what you're going to get out of there. Both of these offenses are better. I feel are better than the pitching matchups, if that makes any sense. And what I mean by that is Dick Fitz, didn't fit last week, couldn't get it in. Game log in that one against Texas. Now, Texas is a really good team. He gave up 3 earned runs. They ended up losing 3-2. So he didn't really get run support. Had 4 strikeouts, no walks, 2 home runs against him. Boston's the Cardinals are hitting better right now. And they're just, I don't know, they're back and forth. They put up a ton of runs in that game. I feel like that's probably what we're going to see again. Ivan Herrera is the greatest catcher of all time, apparently, just hitting home runs so much. Obviously, Mr. Fitz has not faced them before. If I were to use Cardinals bats, I'm looking at Brendan Donovan. I'm looking at Ivan Herrera. I'm looking at Alec Burleson, who batted .292 last year with 18 bombs, or 286, or no, Brendan Donovan, 286, 14 bombs. Alec Burleson, 292 with 18 bombs. I would even look at Nolan Arenado as well. So I like the Cardinals as a stack here. And then Palante or Payante, I'm not really sure how you say it. Seen him once, basically. Trevor Story with a home run against him, and he's been on fire. Take Trevor Story while we can before he gets hurt. But if you look at these numbers last year, Alex Bregman, 18 bombs, 274, and it was a down year for him, but he hit righties better. I would look at Rafaela. I would look at Trevor Story, Wilyer Abreu, Jaron Duran. I like Boston might be my second favorite stack here. I think Boston would be my second favorite stack on the early slate. Arizona would be my first. St. Louis might be my third in this situation. That's kind of where I'd go there. I think I'm avoiding both pitchers like the plague here, and I'm going with the bats. I do like Boston more as a stack, but I don't mind. I do not mind St. Louis whatsoever either. Then we got Baltimore at Kansas City as the final game of the early window, 3:10. Then we got about 2 hours and 55 minutes between them. We got Michael Waka versus Sugano. Now, we look at this, and Waka's one of those where I can never get a feel for who he actually is. So what I mean by that is he faced Cleveland last Sunday, 4 innings, 2 Ks, 4 walks, 87 pitches, had a 2.25 ERA, but lost the game, but only had 2 strikeouts as well. So the strikeouts were low there. And Baltimore's a really good team. We know this. They're a very good team. I'm probably off of Michael. Now, this is a pitcher's park, and I believe at the moment, the wind is severely blowing in. So that could give you a boost to your pitcher. So tournament-wise, I'm okay with him, but I don't trust him enough because Baltimore hits well. But if the wind is ridiculously still blowing in by the time this game starts, we're early. Didn't realize he was born in Iowa City. No clue. Strange. If the wind changes, I don't trust him at all. And we look at Baltimore bats against Michael Waka. They have hit home runs. Ryan Mountcastle has 3 home runs. Rushman has 1. O'Hearn has 1. Urias has 1. Cedric Mullins has 2. Those are all great numbers. Those are all great people that I would look at in this one. Mullins, home runs or stolen bases. He gets on, he steals bases. Those are all fantasy points. Kansas City's never faced Sagano before. While you do see that the majority of them hit lefties or righties better. Yeah, Bobby Witt Jr., 28 bombs, 336 last year. If you are stacking the Royals, I don't see how you ever don't have Bobby Witt in your lineup. Melendez and Hunter Renfroe make sense. Cheaper options, Kyle Isbell, Pasquantino, Michael Massey, Jonathan India. I don't mind any of these. Another one would be Michael Garcia. I think everyone's going to be on Bobby Witt and Salvi, but you could go a different direction there. So again, kind of monitor the weather. Check the weather tab late. I would say when you build, whatever you build your lineups, I would wait a little bit, but check the weather probably a couple hours before first pitch in this one just to see, and it is later in the day, to see how the weather is doing, especially if you're doing like sports bets. Like this might be one where we don't take a ton of bets, like hitter bets. You might take like pitcher outs, like over 15.5 or whatever the lines are. If the wind is blowing like they think it will be. But yeah, pitching wise, I'm probably off of it unless the weather is bad. So now we've made it to the main slate. Tampa Bay at Texas is the first game on the slate. So we go into here, we look at them. You got Jacob deGrom versus Taj Bradley. Now, I have a bet with one of my buddies that deGrom, $20, he over under 99.5 innings pitched. I have the under. He's got great stuff. He had a good start against Boston, 5 innings in that one, 2 hits allowed, 2 walks, 6 Ks. Looked really good. His price has stayed the same. And now he's going up against a Tampa Bay team who is not as a good hitting team as Boston. I do like Jacob deGrom here. I like him a lot, actually. And then you got Taj Bradley against Texas. His game log, he had a good game as well last week. Got the dub against Colorado, 6 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 7 strikeouts. This could be a low-scoring game. Both 20-plus fantasy points, and basically what you're looking for price-wise is 2.5 times value minimum or out of your pitchers. So, or looking up to like, 25 plus to take down a tournament. I'm okay with that one as well. So we look at that, and pitching wise, I do like both of them. I think deGrom's more cash and tournament, and Bradley's probably more just tournaments. Because again, Texas has a really good team. It just depends on which team we're going to get. So deGrom did not face Tampa Bay last year, and Bradley did face Texas once, had a good start against them, 6 innings. Strikeouts were a little bit lower. But yeah, I mean, no Tampa Bay bats have had success against him. Against righties, they've been okay. I want nothing to do with Tampa Bay bats. Texas bats, if you want to go against Taj Bradley, like Jock Peterson batted .281 with 22 bombs last year. Jake Berger had 20 bombs, .264 batting average against right-handed pitching. I think Berger would be a cheaper first base, third base eligible. I think so. Be a cheap first base. Well, let's see real quick. Oh, just first base. I believe last year he was third base as well. 4,300 is not actually cheap, though. If you look at first baseman, 4,300 overall, top 6. That's actually wild to me. So he might not be as cheap or underowned as I thought he would be. Corey Seager obviously makes a ton of sense against right-handed pitching. 24 bombs with 291 batting average last year. Ezekiel Duran, I would look at. Wyatt Langford, home runs, stolen bases. I like that. So Taj Bradley, only tournaments for me, but I do like, if you were to ask me offense-wise, I would lean more towards Texas bats and Tampa Bay. Now again, I'll reiterate, I am not always right, okay? I have been wrong in the past. Don't tell my wife. I have been wrong in the past. And yeah, just go on with that. I feel like I won't be wrong in this one. I could be. Come back and tell me if I am, though. Toronto at the Mets, the next game up on the docket. Weather looks to be good. Got Chris Bassett versus Griffin Canning. So depending, so you can kind of see, I do like how Tampa Bay or DraftKings has opened this up now. So he had a good game against Baltimore. 6 innings, 8 hits allowed, only 1 earned run with 7 Ks, 23.5 fantasy points at 8,000. He is still 8,000. Now, obviously, New York Met, he's facing one of his former teams. The Mets, whether or not anyone in the clubhouse has like scouting reports. So this is always where I'm looking at, I believe he's with the Mets, right? I believe so. And if we look at that, yeah, he was with the Mets in 2022 for 30 starts, had a 114 whip and a 3.42 ERA. So in my mind, whenever a former pitcher is facing one of his old teams, you always got to think that they have the scouting department. They kind of know what he likes to pitch. This is how the dog food gets made in my mind. What I mean by that is, this is how my mind works. Chris Bassett pitched in this organization before. They have scouts, they have reports, they have catchers, they have coaches, players that have played against him, played with him, kind of know how he is as a pitcher. Advantage-wise, that might lean a little bit more towards the Mets. So then you'd look at some Mets bats. Griffin Canning, on the other hand, game logs, didn't do too well. Only gave up 2 earned runs, 4 strikeouts, 2 walks, but only 13.2 fantasy points. And he's going up against Toronto. Now, overall, we can see if they've had success. So Griffin Canning last year had a good start against them. 6 innings, 9 strikeouts, no earned runs. Bassett last year, 1 start, 6 innings, 12 strikeouts. So he had a good start as well. I'm probably leaning towards both pitchers for tournaments, not for cash. If you're going against that grain, you want to look at maybe some Toronto bats. Vladdy, I would look at. Santander, but other than, they do hit righties better. So anyone's on the list here, but Ernie Clement could be a cheaper option if you don't want to go. Andres Jimenez would be in there. Vladdy makes sense. Santander at 32 bombs. Davis Schneider with 10 and George Springer. Again, 230 batting average, 16 bombs. I will say it every time. Anytime I want to think about George Springer, I wish he were leading off. Maybe someday they'll put him back there. I don't think he's led off yet. But I would look at those guys if I were stacking. Mets bats against Bassett, like Siri has a home run and that is it. Or Lindor has one as well. And you can see, anytime you're going to stack, Pete Alonso's been heating up, had a home run again yesterday. Brett Beatty would be a cheaper option. Lindor, you're paying up for. Juan Soto, you're paying up for. Tyrone Taylor and Jesse Winker, you pay down for a little bit. But honestly, I don't know if I'll have much exposure to these bats. I kind of like both pitchers, though, to be honest. Moving, Reds at the Brewers is the next game up. Weather obviously is not a concern being in this dome. But we've got Brady Singer. Game log wise, a huge start against Texas last week. 7 innings pitched, 8 strikeouts, 34 fantasy points, 14-3. They just absolutely demolished. He held them. Was very concerned how he would pitch in that ballpark compared to his stats from last year. And Milwaukee's just not been they put up some runs, but they haven't done what I thought they would do this year so far. William Contreras needs to, I don't know what's going on in his head, but he needs to start going. He was one of my keepers. Then you do have Elvin Rodriguez. So he did come in last week, kind of out of nowhere. He's starting against the Reds. 4 runs, 6 hits, 1 walk, and 4 innings on Monday. I don't think he's going to go deep in a game. I don't think I can trust him. I'd rather lean Cincinnati bats here. And what I mean by that is obviously Elly De La Cruz makes a ton of sense. They really haven't seen much. I would be looking at Elly. I would be looking at Candelario. I'd be looking at Gavin Lux. I'd be looking at TJ Friedel. And then if you're trying to get a 5-man stack here, Christian Encarnacio Strand and maybe a little bit of Spencer Steer makes sense for me. So I would look at all of those bats there. I'm off of Elvin Rodriguez. I'm in on Brady Singer. I don't really want any Milwaukee bats right now. If I were, it would be Christian Yelich, Bryce Terang, Sal Frelick. Maybe William Contreras, but he's been slow. Cheaper options would be Joey Ortiz or Oliver Dunn. Maybe a little bit of, I forgot Jackson Churio as well. But I'm probably going Brady Singer. As of now, through 10,000 simulations, I should say. Marlins at the Braves is the next game up. We've got AJ Smith-Shawver versus Cal Quantrill. We stacked against Quantrill his last game. We stacked the Mets. Went 4 innings, 6 earned runs, 2 home runs. We took advantage of that, and we cashed big on that day. -5 fantasy points. Now, he is going up against Atlanta, who they've struggled to start the season, but I don't trust Cal Quantrill whatsoever. Tournament-wise, because of how bad Atlanta struggled, I could see you doing it. I personally will not be doing it. Smith-Shawver here, game log-wise, not really much against San Diego. 4 innings, 2 earned runs, so not much, but 3 walks and 4 strikeouts kind of negated some of those fantasy points. He only got 7.6. Now, he does have a matchup against Miami, where if we look at this, last year he did not face them. Neither team faced the other team. But again, Miami's never seen him before. Against right-handed pitching, they do hit well. So if you want to go against the grain, I'll probably go AJ Smith-Shawver a little bit more. But you could look at a Jonah Bride Xavier Edwards, Otto Lopez, Wagaman. I wouldn't be surprised if he hits a home run today. That's probably it. I'm probably going AJ, though, pitching-wise. And then Quantrill against the Braves. Didn't face him last year. I'm probably stacking the Braves against him. Orlando Arcia, Austin Riley, Jared Kelenic, Michael Harris II. I'd be looking at them. Obviously, Matt Olson is another one as well. But Matt Olson did not hit righties very well last year. Only 240 batting average. But in that, he still had 19 bombs. So to look at this game, probably going Shaver. At 7,800, I'm okay with. If he get us 18 fantasy points, I'm good with that. I'm off of Quantrill. I would stack Atlanta. We got another game in Colorado, which I usually don't want to take pitchers, and you guys know that. We got JP Sears, who we did use the other day against Seattle, and it's because they struck out a ton, or they like to strike out. So he got 7 strikeouts there, 2 earned runs, no walks, 22 fantasy points at 7,700. He almost got 3 times value, which is exactly what you need. But now you take him in Colorado, always scares me. Tournaments, I'm okay with. Cash, absolutely not, because the ball just flies out of there way too easily. And then you got Marquez that we stacked against, and it did not work. He had a really good start, and then Colorado's bullpen gave up the runs there. And I want to say what they gave up. So in that game on the 31st, so Monday, let me see what they did. There wasn't very many games on that day, right? Yeah. So if we look at that, yeah. He went 6 innings, and then the 7th inning, Colorado bullpen gave up 4 runs, and then the 8th inning, they gave up 2. So he had a 1-0 lead leaving that game, and I was wrong. 19.1 is great. Then it did not work out. Tournament, okay, but again, any batter in this ballpark, I'm scared to use the pitcher. So I would look at bats more, but whenever there's a Colorado game, they are very, very expensive. If I were to use against Marquez, no one's really seen him against right-handed pitching. Langoliers, I would look at. I would look at Gio Urshela if he gets the start. He'll be a very cheap option. Everyone's going to be on Langoliers and Rooker, which I'm okay with. Lawrence Butler and JJ Bleday, but you want a couple more that people are going to be off of? Urias, Urshela, maybe a little bit of Soderstrom as well. Colorado bats against Sears. Not much success. So that's kind of why I like Sears at his price for a tournament. But if you were to go Colorado bats against him, Jacob Stallings against the lefty, I would take. Kyle Farmer would be a very cheap option I would take. Toglia, I would take. Ryan McMahon. Tovar. Probably it. You could throw in maybe Brenton Doyle or Chris Bryant. But Bryant's really been irrelevant for like 4 years, 5 years now, which is crazy to think about how good he was with the Cubs. So in that one, a little bit of Sears, but I would rather take the bats overall. And the keyword of today is pistachios. And I say that because I got these chocolate-covered pistachios with pink Himalayan salt from Costco, and they are delicious. So keyword of the day for Saturday, pistachio. We've got 2 more games to cover. We've got Seattle at San Francisco. You guys know that Seattle likes to strike out. Robbie Ray's coming in. He had a no-hitter going for like a while, right? Or something. I can't remember. Did give up 3 earned runs after all. Only 4 strikeouts. So the strikeouts were low. Would not be surprised if he gets 6, 7+ strikeouts in this one. And it's a pitcher's park. I will take Robbie Ray. And then Bryce Miller, kind of the same thing. It's a pitcher's park. He did not really do well last week. 6 hits allowed, 3 earned runs. Strikeouts were only 4, so you'd like to see more than that. If you look at this, Robbie Ray, 3 earned runs last year. Only 3 innings pitched against them, though. And then Seattle, Bryce Miller did not face them. No real success against Robbie Ray. If he could go 6, 7 innings, I think he can get 7, 8 strikeouts in this one. He can limit the runs. I really like the production that he's going to give. And I think he'll go under own. But Seattle loves to strike out. Would not be surprised if they strike out 10+ times in this game. Hopefully they're all off of the hand of Robbie Ray, though. So I'm really not looking at Miami. The Mariners bats here. San Francisco against Miller, not much. I'm not looking at the bats either. If I were to, it would be Willy Adames, Lamont Wade Jr., Jung Ho Lee, and Elliot Ramos. That's probably it, though. I do like both pitchers. I'm leaning more towards Robbie Ray as your cash and tournament, and I think Bryce Miller might be your tournament-only pitcher. Then the final game, we've got the Guardians versus the Angels. We've got Tanner Bibby versus Kachanowicz. Bibby, we know he had a little tummy ache opening day. He missed opening day start. He then pitched on Sunday, 5.2 innings, 2 strikeouts. So the strikeouts were low, but he didn't give up any earned runs, and he still got 18.4. He does have a better matchup here against the Angels than he did against Kansas City. And in his career, last year did not do well, though. 1-1 record, 7.36 ERA against them. The strikeouts were low. The walks were high. So we look at that, and against him, like Chenua had a home run and Taylor Ward had a home run. I'm okay with both of them. I don't know if I want to pay up $8,200 for Tanner Bibby. We look at against right-handed pitching. I would use Ward and Chenua. I would obviously use Mike Trout. Logan O'Hoppe, I'm always in on. If I have an Angel stack, O'Hoppe is in my stack probably 100% of the time. That's probably it. Maybe Yoan Moncada, but I don't know about that. And then Kachanowicz here didn't face Cleveland last year. Only Santana is 1 for 2 against him. That is it. Against right-handed pitching, Cleveland, Bo Naylor, 11 bombs, hit righties better, but I don't know if he'll start. Manzardo makes sense. Obviously, J-Ram, Rochio, Stephen Kwan all make sense. But how did he do last start? Did pretty good. I was off of him. No, we were on him because he was going up against the White Sox. 6 innings, 2 earned runs, 4 strikeouts. Obviously, you'd love to see the strikeouts more. 6, 7 strikeouts, but still 15.1 at 6,500. So still 2.5 times value. He's 6,300 now against Cleveland. Tournaments, I'm okay with, but Cleveland obviously is a good hitting team. It always scares me. I'm 6,300 though, always a good SP2 number, or if you have certain like tournament, if you're going boom or bust, if you put him in, so 6,300, if you put him for pitching, you go down to the bottom, not using Elvin, you could go him and maybe Griffin Canning, be cheap options there. If you do that, you're the ability to build a lineup with 4,600 the rest of the way. You could stack a lot of teams there. So I don't mind Kachanowicz here for tournaments, but there's absolutely no way I'm doing anything near that with Cat. And there you have it. That is the breakdown of all of the games on the slate, on the day, the early portion games, and then the night games or the main games that we usually talk about. So I wanted to bring that to you. And now the 10,000 simulations are done running, and I wanted to bring you guys all of the batters that have a 10 out of 10 matchup rating through 10,000 simulation. So get a paper or pen or whatever you need to do. These are all fantastic options. They've got great matchups here, and we should be ready to go. I don't know how many there are. There's probably more than 20, but we will find out. So as of right now, number 1 is Aaron Judge. Number 2 is Paul Goldschmidt. 3 is O'Neal Cruz. 4 is Michael Harris. 5, Marcell Ozuna. 6, Austin Riley. 7, Anthony Volpe. 8, Bobby Witt Jr. 9, Matt Olson. 10, Corey Seager. 11, Mookie Betts. 12, Kyle Schwarber. 13, Bryce Harper. 14, Juan Soto. 15, Jonathan India. 16, Jared Kelenic. 17, Trey Turner. 18, Kyle Tucker. 19, Jared Triolo, a cheaper option I talked about. 20, Vinny Pasquantino. 21, Salvador Perez. 22, IKF, another cheap option. 23, Nick Castellanos. 24, Vladdy. 25, Alec Boehm. 26, Bryson Stott. So currently through 10,000 simulations, 26 batters have a 10 out of 10 matchup rating. It most likely can and will change once we get 20,000 simulations, but I wanted to bring that to you guys in a video here so you guys can hopefully bring home that bacon. So again, if you liked the video, if you're new to the channel and you liked it, let me know how you saw us. I think the algorithm's doing us some favors, and I'm hoping today we break the 2,000 view mark on here. That is my hope, that we hit over 2,000 views for a Saturday slate. That would be my goal. If we could hit 300 likes, that would be even better. I don't think we will, but if we do hit 300 likes, I will give away 3 lifetime passes. So that's what I've got. Thank you for checking the video out. Please go check out our sponsor that I put in this video. Have a fantastic day. Good luck whether or not you're playing MLB, NBA, MMA, DFS, or sports betting. Let's have fun out there. Let's have a great day. And as always, bring home some bacon. Peace.